Hi, welcome to the Late Night Big Breakfast. If you thought last week's show was good, you're just going to love this one. You know, we haven't been voted New Zealand's most popular evening breakfast show for nothing, Jeremy and Jason, so it's great to be with you again.
It's not actually about the awards, though, is it, Lee?
Certainly not.
This
I
is a
don't do it
dream
for the
come
awards.
true for me. We get to meet fantastic people every day.
I'm so pleased to be working with both Lee and you, particularly you, actually, Jason.
Yeah, it's been a while,
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And it's great to be working with you as well again, Jeremy. You know, back on TV, so to speak. Hey,
you were amazing.
I might just interrupt you there, fellas. I tell you what, I'm going to chuck some names at you. Machu Picchu, the pyramids, the Great Wall of China. If you love these kind of places, you're just going to love our next guest, celebrity travel agent, Lexi Fulton. Lexi, geez, take us through an average day in your life.
I don't do travel agent stuff.
How do you mean?
Well, I'm an interior designer, so all that stuff, Machu Picchu.
I don't think I can work with this. Okay, same question. Take us through your average day then.
Well, I do a lot of designing and a lot of interior.
I'm going to pull you back there. You said interior designing, so there'd be no exterior stuff whatsoever.
Totally interior.
Okay.
Lexi, Jan Beck must have been a major influence on you and your design career.
No, I don't even know who Jan Beck is. Maybe
Interior by Jan Beck.
No.
She designed the 86 Amon, Toyota Amon interiors.
There's a lot of celebrity designers around, though, isn't there?
I might just interrupt you there, Jace. I think we're going over the kitchen to... No, we're not. Sorry, carry on.
For a while, we had a bit of a rush of designer shows where people would come in and redesign your house in one day. And do you get invited to do that?
I have been on the block
Oh,
as
okay.
a guest judge.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that as a guest judge, because when Lexi said she's been on the block, I think she means she's referring to the TV show, obviously.
I am.
You are, okay, and let's just get that clarified.
clear that
We don't
up
want the
straight
phones
away.
ringing hot here and saying, we're a family show here, okay?
Lexi, sorry, Jace.
No,
Were you
please.
going to say something?
No, I was, but you go.
Can it wait to another guest?
Absolutely.
Or is it specific to this guest, or
no,
just
specific-
anyone?
No, it
Are you sure you don't want to say it?
Absolutely.
It's not. Are you sure?
Fill your
I'm
boots.
happy to let you go.
If it's
your
specific
bills.
for this guest, by all
It
means,
is
go for
specifically, but
Okay,
so-
Oh,
so-
no, you should go.
No, you go. It's not that specific.
If it's a
Please,
generic
please,
question, we could ask
seriously, you
anytime.
go,
Just
you go.
Well, it could be for anyone, but I was going to say in terms of, interior.
so you are gonna go?
Interior.
Do you want to go or not?
What I thought you said just.
No, you go for it, honestly.
I don't mind. You can go if you want to go.
Yeah, no, go.
No, you go,
Okay.
Jason.
I was going to say another great person for interior tips is Rachel Ray.
Jeremy, what were you going to say?
I was going to bring it back to Jan Beck again, and I know that her great role model, another person who is heavily inspired, is Sally Ridge. She must have inspired you majorly.
She's been on the block. Oh, it was a different show, wasn't it? If I can just interrupt myself there. Check this out. You're a good boy. Hey.
Hi. I didn't see you there. You know, if you're a man like me, the chances are at some stage in your life, you'll be infected with the man flu. The man flu virus only affects men, and most medical experts agree the symptoms are 25% more painful than the average childbirth. More than this particular unique strain of virus attaches itself to the lobes in the brain specifically designated to complaining about it, often meaning that men have no choice but to suffer in silence, often allowing the virus to mutate into a more serious monkey virus, more closely related to Ebola. But it doesn't have to be this way. Take manflutazole at the first sign of the symptoms of man flu and stop it in its tracks. Manflutazole comes in nasal capsules and a new anal spray. But if symptoms persist, make sure you call a proper health professional. Get your life and your health back with manflutazole. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Good boy.
Well, welcome back to the Late Night Big Breakfast. Interior design. What the heck is that? Joining us now is Lexi Fulton. Lexi, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Are you a craft-based designer, or are you more a...
Jeremy.
Oh.
To the next segment.
What would I want with this? It's no good to me. What do I want that for? Did you order the baby, did you? No, take it back. We don't need that. It's not really part of this. Thank you. Actually, I've been spending a lot of time, as you well know, Jason. I think you may know this, Jeremy. I'm not sure. Up north in my Eco Lodge. I spend a lot of time in there.
No.
Basically, it's a retreat for me where I do a lot of my artistic, drinking. To be honest, I do most of my drinking happens up there, which of course leads to the artistic side
Creative
coming
process,
out.
yeah.
And I've been getting back into my painting and really getting back in touch with that side of.
Are you getting back into your portraits and your landscape?
No, I did the roof with one of those rollers, with the corrugated iron roller.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to do a portrait with one of those, Jason. You know what I mean? It's got a specific groove to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, in terms of the creative process, it's interesting that you like to get away and go to the Eco Lodge. I've got a lovely little pad myself down in Taupo.
Where's that?
Lake Taupo.
No, but where is it?
Yeah, in the middle of the North Island, Lake Taupo.
Lake Taupo.
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 How's that?
Where is it?
The North Island?
You must have heard of Taupo. Bloody cold in Taupo this time of year, though, but...
Well, sadly, Jeremy, Jace, Lexi, that's all we've got time for. I have to love you and leave you now, and... Coming up, we're back on the couch talking health and fitness with ex-Olympian Pat Clark. But before that, I wanted to learn more about fast muscle twitch fibres, so I went to talk to an expert. Roll that clip. It's going on tonight. Now, Josh, in our athletic segment, we're obviously talking about sprinters. Now, tell me, what makes a great sprinter? I mean, we're talking fast muscle twitch fibres, aren't we?
Yeah, certainly explosivity. That's what sprinting's all about. So a lot of that's genetically predetermined, of course, but we've certainly got some athletes out there representing in rugby and certainly in the fighting codes as well that are very explosive. So.
Okay, and it's a natural thing, of course. I mean, I could work out all day, and obviously I'm an ex-athlete myself, but I'm never going to be able to be as fast as those guys, am I?
Oh, certainly you can build on it, Lee, but genetics play a big part in this.
And there you have it. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Lee. Coming up, we're talking health with Pat Clark. Jace hits the track, and we hear some amazing rootsy music from Kane Marley.
Right here, right now. Right here, right now.
Well, welcome again to the Late Night Big Breakfast, filmed here, of course, in the Target Furniture Hypermart, live, pre-recorded. Here's a great section of the show. It's a regular part of the show, health and fitness with Pat, health and sport. I'm going to go off-piece slightly, Pat. Let's talk about shoes, okay? That's a cross trainer, isn't it? That shoe is pretty much...
a cross trainer, yeah.
So you can, with that, you can pretty much do your running, perhaps a bit of boxing, a bit of gym work.
Yep.
But it's not ideal for sprinting, is it?
No, not
Okay.
ideal now. You'd probably need something lighter. Yeah, and if you're on a track, you'd want spikes.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. We took Jason out to a track to get an idea of how much he's changed over the years with his running, looking at his style, and we put him in a decent set of track shoes to see if he got any faster. Let's check out the footage.
Wasn't too bad for a first hit out. It's been a while. The twitch fibres take a while to wake up, and perhaps my arms are actually going a bit faster than my legs at the moment, which isn't ideal when you're sprinting. Yeah, so no, it was good.
That's good, that, mate. Just noticed, I think your arms are going kind of faster than your legs are on that one.
Yeah, I just said that.
Okay. As well, you've got to remember with the camera, nowadays with technology, we can use this to help speed up his times. We can analyse that footage, or at least with his face, we can see where we went wrong anyway. But how did the shoes go? They fit all right?
Yeah, no, they're good, mate. They're good. They fit really well.
Not too big?
Well, I've got a big cock.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, in terms of the shoe size, I've got quite a big cock.
You're not going to wear the shoes on your cock, though, are you? So...
Well, no, I'm going to wear them on my cock, but what I'm saying is when people, the shoes fit well, even though they're quite big shoes, and I fit big shoes very well because I've got a big cock. And you said, do the shoes fit? And I said, I've got a big cock. But generally the story goes that if a lady says, Christ, did you see the size of his feet? They're usually referring to the fact that he's probably got a big cock.
Well, not if she works in a shoe store or something. She wouldn't be thinking that. That's part of her job, surely.
Well, in a shoe store, but in the general parlance of everyday conversation, if a woman says, did you see the size of his feet? what she's generally saying is he must have a big cock. In my case, you know, I'm a pretty diminutive sort of fella, but I've got huge feet and a big cock.
But the size 10, they fit.
You know, if
Okay. Anyway, that's not a bad time. I think we one more crack at it. We'll see how we go.
Sure.
All right.
Let's give it a crack, fellas.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can certainly see there, Pat, that Jace, although he has a unique running style, his arms tend to go a little bit faster than his legs do, or vice versa, one or the other. What would you say?
It's an interesting style. I've seen worse.
Well, it's more that it's almost like my top half gets overexcited and my bottom half doesn't
Yeah, so
respond.
things are not working together.
Coordinate, but it's interesting
That will come though, won't it, Pat, with experience and time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no.
No. Well, thanks, Pat. It's great to have you on the show. Fantastic.
Thanks for having us.
And all the best for the rest of your life. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's going on tonight.
Hey, if you're into roots music like Tiki Tane, you're just going to love our musical guest tonight, Kane Marley. He's taking the music scene in New Zealand by storm, and if you're into that kind of stuff, I think you're really going to like it.
Is he related to Bob Marley?
Kane Marley?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's more related on the sort of the Marley spouting system family.
Right, yeah.
Or the
Spouting.
sprinklers and stuff. It could be. I'm
Yeah.
not sure though. You're going to love it if you're into that kind of stuff. Real rootsy stuff.
Well, welcome back from the ITM Fishing Show all the way to the Viva Lounge Suite here at Target. Matt Watson, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Now you've got a fishing show on.
Yeah,
everyone knows
which
all
is
about
which
that.
is what we're here to sort of talk
Exactly
about.
right.
Yeah, of course.
I won't even guess how many seasons you've done now, but it's hugely popular. What's different this season, say, from others?
Well, of course, you know, we're dealing with the ocean and there's always a bigger fish. And, you know, 11 years in, and this series, we have caught 2 of the biggest fish that I've ever seen, let alone even caught. So to be able to capture that on film.
But is that a conscious thing? Are you going to different places to challenge yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, we go all around the world, you know, if there's a big fish or an adventure. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a big fish. You know, there just has to be a real point of interest.
Last fishing trip I did overseas was in Thailand. There's about 10 of us went over there, and we found it pretty tough going actually over there. Yeah.
Did you catch much?
Oh, one guy caught crabs. Pretty slim pickings, to be honest. But I don't know if we're in the wrong depths or if we just didn't know the local knowledge enough. How do you integrate yourself into another country? Are these guys forthcoming with local knowledge?
I think we're really lucky in that we get a lot of invites, and it's a real privilege to have people, really good fishermen, want to show us the best of what
They want to show off, really, don't they? They want to
Of course,
show
all
this.
fishermen love to show off, so we get really treated to some special locations, and we do a lot of research, make sure we hit there at the right time of the year, try and get good weather. So
Moray eels are ugly.
One thing I want to pick up on is spearfishing, something
yeah,
that's
of
not
course.
talked a lot
It's,
about on these kind of fishing shows.
Yes.
And if
whoa, hey.
That's Kane. He's going to be playing music later on the show, so stick around
is
for
he
that.
all right?
No, he'll be fine. Hey, so Matt, tell us about the show. When can people catch it?
Of course, Saturday afternoons, 5:30, TV1.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got some really exciting things happening. So
I might just interrupt you there, fellas. You know, the average smoker spends about $7,000 a year on cigarettes. It's mind-boggling to think what any family or individual could do with...
Sorry, Jason. Sorry, we've just got a bit
I'm in
of
the
an
middle
issue.
of an infomercial here, Josh.
Yeah, I've just got. There's been a bit of an issue with.
If I don't do the infomercials, no one does the infomercials. It's a big part of the show,
Well,
mate.
we've got-
You can't just come in while the camera's rolling. What's the problem?
Well, Kane Marley, the guitarist, doesn't want to go on.
Why not?
Well, he's got a spear through his guitar.
Well, what's the problem with
there.
that?
Well, he
You can
can't
still
play
play
it.
it.
He's got a spear. He's got a missile through his
What sort of
guitar.
what
It's
sort of
affecting the
professional
sound
is
of
he?
the
Of course he can
guitar.
play it.
He's not happy with the sound of it now. It's got too many holes in it, so he's not. He's left in a huff.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's not good enough, mate. That's your job to make sure that people do what they're coming here to do. He's on in 5
Yeah,
minutes.
but I don't know if he's going to be attacked by someone with a marine weapon. I wasn't on.
Television. Josh, I don't know how much television you've done from a furniture store, but Lee and I have done heaps, mate. And a spear gun through the guitar is just the sort of thing you should be looking out for, mate.
Okay, well-
Okay, so now we've got a problem, but we're on in 5 minutes. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Your job is to find a replacement.
Yeah, I've got a replacement.
Well, why didn't you tell me that?
I'm trying to tell you.
We could have saved us 5 minutes if you had told me that
Yeah,
straight
well,
away.
I've got one. Okay. Fidel's keen.
Fidel,
So you can come in.
What, Fidel from Soft Furnishings?
No, Fidel from Ottomans.
Ottomans?
Yeah. You're thinking Fidel.
Is there 2 Fidels?
No, there's 3. There's the guy from Soft Finishing as well.
Will you make sure he's ready, mate? That's your job.
Okay.
Get him ready to go, because we're on in 5.
Okay, well, I'm not...
And just next time, a little bit more professional, thank
Okay, I didn't sign on to the
No,
spear gun,
that's
Joe.
fine. Just do
I'm
it,
not
Josh.
into these marine
just
weapons.
do it, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've already done it.
Well,
Well, it looks like Jace has found a last-minute replacement for Kane Marley. Take it away, Jace.
you know, there's nothing like a bit of Spanish guitar to make you think of oranges and orchards and maybe some tomatoes ripening in the sun. Here's Fidel on the guitar.
Coming up, Joe Bennett talks books, and we're cooking up a storm with Jax and Kai Corner.
Absolutely fantastic. Welcome back to the Late Night Big Breakfast.
Welcome back to you, Jeremy.
I tell you what, Lee and Jeremy, these cups here have been selling like
haven't they?
hotcakes, as have the pictures and the picture frames and the pictures by themselves. And also your DVD series, Lee, which I've been using for relationships, they're selling very well too.
Kama Sutra Masturbation.
No, I've been using the second one, actually. I've already been through the first one.
She can wear the pants as long as I can get into them once in a while.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, that's a little more advanced, I suppose, than Kama Sutra Masturbation.
Yeah,
So you
well,
need to do
certainly
the...
you've got to go through the preliminary first DVD. But I've actually, I tell you what I've been doing, and it'd be of interest to both of you.
I'm fascinated.
I've been covering my wife in Marmite, and that's been really...
It's a later
advanced.
section. That's pretty advanced stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, we've been following it step by step, making sure that we don't, you know, do anything too radical.
You want to be careful of that, Jace. She may actually get quite a nasty yeast infection if you're not careful. That if you don't know, you know, just take
It
it
is a
easy.
yeast extract. What about if I use Vegemite? Would that be...
Definitely
that's
then
still-
in that case, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we've got a great show to get on with, Jace.
We sure do.
If I can just use a Pete Sinclair analogy, let's just put this Marmite thing behind us for now. I love you and leave you. I've got to go see Joe in their bookcase corner. See you guys shortly. Thank you. Welcome again to Bookshelf. Joe. Shelves.
Can we just clarify this? What is the show called? Is it Bookshelf?
But there's 2 of them.
Bookshelves.
There's 2 of us, so I thought it'd be best to call it Bookshelves.
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 Okay.
Joe, welcome to the show. What have you been reading?
I'm reading or rereading an old favourite, Laurie Lee. As I walked out one midsummer morning, one of my favourite books of all time.
Care to share a passage from that? From that instant classic.
I could pick you up. Let's take one almost at random. I found the Borracho on the landing about halfway up, sprawled on his back, wet with blood and wine. He lay like a slaughtered bull, breathing in painful gasps and weeping to himself in the dark. Help me, he whimpered. I dragged him across to my room and lit a candle. One side of his face was smashed and bleeding. I sponged and cleaned him as best I could, covered him with a coat, and went to bed. The room, the house, the whole of the
Hey, Jace, how you going? Smells great.
Good, thanks, Lee. Right.
Borracho lay on the floor, phlegm bubbling in his throat, drunkenly whispering his daughter's name. It's lovely stuff. She stood there shaking, her face green in the lamplight, the sweat glistening in her tangled hair. I took the spade from her hands and was surprised how easily she surrendered it. Then I left her and went upstairs.
That's beautiful, Joe. That's beautiful.
It is lovely stuff.
No, there's macaroni here. You wouldn't think you'd get that on just a heat-up meal, you know what I mean? We've got like a crust on there, on like a double-baked crust.
All right,
It's like a
I'm
double
glad you're
crust.
enjoying it. Shall I carry on?
No, just to leave it there, actually, Joe, if we could. Probably enough for this segment. Back to you guys in the studio. Jeremy, what do you got?
Hi there, Lee. Thanks very much. Yes, I'm over here with Jax. And Jax, what are you cooking up for us today?
I'm making a beautiful sauce, pepper and horseradish for my steak.
Nice.
So I'm just popping in a little bit of red wine vinegar there.
So this is a jus, then?
No, it's not a jus. A jus is a little bit thinner, a sauce is a bit thicker.
And so you've put some stock in there as well, Jax, which will
Hey
thicken
guys,
it up a
smelling
little bit.
fantastic in here. Oh, you're making a jus there, lovely looking beef jus.
I'm making a sauce. It's a bit of a sauce.
Yeah, a saucy jus.
Well, it's probably a reduction, actually, Jace. I would
Hey guys,
describe
that
it.
jus smelling fantastic.
It's a sauce. It's going to go with my steak. It's going to have a little bit of pepper in it and some horseradish.
So it's a steak, so it's a bit of a gravy, is it?
More like a gravy?
No, gravy, you'd be thinking about a casserole.
Yeah.
Is it like a broth?
No, broth is thinner.
Than a soup.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. You're talking
broth is
chowder.
thin.
Broth is thick. Probably
Well, it's not really a
chowder.
chowder. I mean, a chowder is much thicker than a gravy or a bisque.
So important, I'm going to put in some horseradish.
Oh, so it's a béarnaise then, is it?
But it's not a béarnaise
A
either.
bouillabaisse?
A bouillabaisse? No, there's no
Bouillabaisse?
fish in there either. No fish.
What does the horseradish do? Thicken it up a bit?
Thickens it up, gives it a little bit of flavour. We want it nice and rich to go on our steak.
bit more chowdery.
Yeah. No.
It's not like a chutney then.
Or more like a pickle.
Well, if you reduce that, there'd be more like
feel
a
like-
dip.
I feel like I'm in a bit of a
picaloli.
pickle.
A paste.
A picaloli.
A picaloli.
Not a dip, is it?
A picaloli.
Well, you're talking about a ragu now.
It's not a ragu. It's not a ragu.
We're almost a stew, actually. I would have described that as a stew.
Well, you need
There's
a...
no meat in it yet. There's no meat in it
Yeah,
yet.
there's no steak
the
in
sauce of a
Well, it's a
stew.
casserole then.
there. Is it like a beef sauce?
Like a goulash. Like a bit of a goulash there, you know, a bit of a...
Actually, Lee, can
Was
I
that a
just interrupt you
sauce?
there? And sorry, Jace, can I
Yes.
interrupt you? And Jax, can I interrupt you too? It actually turns out that we're actually out of time. But of course, if you want the full recipe for this, then you can go to our website or you can check it out on Facebook. And right now, we're going to go over to us somewhere else.
Thanks, James. So it's not a brulee, is it?
It's not a brulee.
It's going on tonight.
Well, there you go. Just goes to show. You've got to crack a few eggs to make a twist like that.
What a show it's been. It hasn't been the best show, but sadly, that's all we've got time for on the Late Night Big Breakfast tonight. We'll see you next week, same place, same channel. Night.
Thanks again, you beautiful people. This episode was brought to you by Manfred de Sol. See you next time, New Zealand.
Adele, thank you very much.
It's going on tonight.
And thanks a bunch, New Zealand On Air.